back again, your fuckery's finest. I am your host, AJ, and I'm with my dog, Joe Nini. What's up, boo?
Yo, how everybody doing?
Her birthday just passed. Y'all look out for the footage for that. Jarrell, what's going on, brother?
What's up, y'all? We are back again. It's been a minute, but we are back.
We back. We back at it again. And then my boo. Z, how you feeling?
What's good? Y'all, we are back live in effect, y'all. We survived the hurricane. So
we did. We survived down here in Florida with the hurricane. We had Hurricane Ian just running amok in the streets. Joe Nini, how did you fare with the hurricane?
I believe it hit Fort Myers like that Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. Maybe when you get a drop of rain Wednesday, it was just dry. You want to say how I was upset, baby, because I just knew I was about to get a thunderstorm like they predicted.
some good sleep rain,
I was at work.
Rain.
I just knew them people weren't gonna be driving around. None of that, child. Please put me to work.
Yeah, we had power outage for almost a week. We got it.
Yeah. I mean, we did better than most. Some people lost their lives. They had house damage, car damage. We didn't have none of that. We just lost power. So, in the name of that, I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for that.
Days before the shit even touched ground.
Yes, you did. So, Jarrell, for y'all out there, we all met in Orlando for Joe Nini's birthday. Woo! If y'all haven't saw the footage of that, go look at it. It's some more stuff to come. But Jarrell left 2 days before this storm hit. So he left like right in time.
Right in time.
Before the bullshit started to happen.
And it was crazy because it was like certain places got nothing like Broward. But it was crazy because also Broward also had a tornado.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The audacity.
Right.
but sometimes tornadoes can be more deadlier than the hurricane, though.
That's what I said, the audacity. Like you guys know, like I'm thinking about it or planning on relocating and all that to the A and everything. But I was like thinking about it, and I want y'all to think about it too. Like Atlanta gets hurricanes, tornadoes.
Yeah, the same thing as Florida.
They get mudslides.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they get. You got black ice.
Yeah.
And all that. I'm like, the fuck? Why do I want to experience all 4 seasons?
Because they do actually get snow there.
They do.
Yeah. Like,
so now you don't only have to worry about what Florida get, you got to worry about snow too. And the snow brings its own shit.
And it's like, if a hurricane hits Florida, it's an 8 out of 10 chance. It's going to hit Atlanta. Like.
And what you say, Jarrell?
I said I already did with that black ice and snow and shit up here. So.
See, Atlanta, their cold is a different type of cold.
It is. It very much so is. I feel like my volume up. But listen, I wanted to ask y'all a question. So, Joe Nini, this is a lot to do with you because you down there in the area in the Broward, the Miami area. Have you heard about this girl, Hennessy Marie?
Yes.
It's I mean, the city is on fire down there.
Yes.
The city is on, like, it's trending on Twitter. It's trending on Google. It's a big thing down there. So tell me, Joe, I want to start with Joe Nini. What is your opinion about this whole fiasco?
So if you high, bitch, you better stay high.
I feel like she in danger too, girl. You in danger, girl. Because she playing with fire.
Yeah.
Listen, I would say Broward, like they're like she was going like the video. This bitch talking about, yes, I done had niggas in Miami and Broward. Oh, I love them in Broward. Cut it, bitch. Just cut it, okay? Because first of all, sis, air them out for motherfuckers like me, please. That's one. 2, it's like my friend said with the wigs or whatever. He was like, but didn't that bitch have surgery down there, some shit like that? And I'm like, yes,
she did.
Yeah.
She did.
So he was like, so his thing was like, he was defending the men. He was like, niggas ain't gonna know
I feel the same way.
I said no, I said I agree. I told him, I said I agree.
And they said hers actually was good. They said her surgeon need to be paid double because they said hers actually looks
like a. Yeah, that's
it
what I'm
looks
saying.
good.
Like, I'm like, I said, I'm defending these men. I'm like, I'm with them on
They
this shit
didn't
or whatever
know.
like that.
They
I
did
said,
not know.
They're not telling or whatever. So, but I'm just like, I've known, especially like from back in the day, these trans airing out these niggas and the trans coming up real short. Now I'm not condoning violence, but it's a hypocrisy for me because within the LGBT community, other letters community, it's a matter of you don't push nobody out the closet, you don't air out their shit, or none of that shit. But you as a trans, you find it okay to be like, oh, I fucked him.
Right. It's no right. Yeah.
Like, why is that okay? Now, granted, as a woman who enjoy the company of men, I ain't mad at her. Please let me know.
But it was for me. It was in this case, it was like what Drew said. What Drew said
didn't
before.
Know.
He was like, okay,
it's a difference.
It could have been a thing of, well, it could have been the possibility of a thing. Basically, she's like, okay, well, what happens if somebody played me or maybe look crazy, so I'm gonna air this stuff out. But it's like, how can that be? You had to be planning this because you have multiple videos of multiple.
Yes.
You are planning to do this.
And that's where sis lost me. Because I'm an advocate for the community, but that's where sis lost me. Cause I'm like, you have been collecting pictures, collecting videos, voice, text messages, all of the things. You've been doing this since 2019. I'm talking about way back. She been collecting this stuff. So she lost me with the support there. And then also with the men to corroborate, Jonini and Jarrell, I'm coming to you next so you can say yours. But I agree with Jonini. They did, in the men defense, she actually did look like a woman. She was post-op. So this is different than, say, a trans that have not had the bottom surgery. And then the men saying, oh, I ain't know. How you ain't know a dick dying now? You knew. But this one is different because she has had the surgery and she looks like born.
Okay, but how long ago was it that she had the surgery? To what she was doing?
It don't matter if she's been connected with it since 19.
When she came to these men, she was post-op.
Okay.
Yeah, every last one of them.
Jarrell?
So to me, I still don't know what the reasoning is behind why she did what she did. Because when I was doing my little research and I saw a video where she said she didn't tell them that she was trans because she felt like a woman. So my thing is, if you felt like a woman, what are you airing them out for?
Right.
So that's the point. That's the part that didn't get to me.
There's this one comedian in Miami. I don't recall his name, whatever, but I do follow.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he said he was home chilling or whatever. He got a message saying, oh, if you don't drop $1,000 in my account, boom, 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 I'm gonna share this video or whatever. So he said he ain't worried about it because he got trolls, boom. He said he woke up, the Twitter in the uproar, Instagram, all that shit in the uproar for him to see the videos with him and these ladies.
Yes, ma'am.
Now he went and told his story, his part of life. He was like, he was just chilling with these girls, or he thought were girls or whatever. He said, some shit went down, use your imagination or whatever. And said he ain't think nothing of it. Or whatever.
It's a pussy.
Right.
It. Or
and then she sounded
but she said that some of them dudes been fucking other dudes though.
Now that's hearsay.
But I don't know that. But I'm talking based off this one guy.
Yes.
Yeah, based off this one guy.
But with that
he
situation,
was one that actually spoke up. It was like, yo, I had an encounter with her. I did what I did, but I didn't know. So I give him respect for owning up to it.
But see, that's a situation like that goes back to, okay, this is why things is happening to, trans, because they're doing that type of stuff.
No.
Goddamn.
No.
Don't say that.
No.
Okay,
I agree with it.
Okay, that's another aspect of this I wanted to talk about. It's women that like this that brings the trans community back 20 steps because it is 95% of the time these men know. They do.
Okay,
know.
And I get that. When I was saying, I didn't mean to say them in the whole. I was saying like, okay, she doing stuff to fit the stereotypical aspect of why they feel like trans are getting off because
right.
they're doing
And I get
stuff.
what you're saying, because she's allowing the naysayers in the down there in the Twitter fingers in the comments to be able to come in and say, see, that's why why let me finish my statement. That's why they getting killed. That's why, because they out here tricking the men. That's why they this and that. That's why, and that's not the full spectrum of things, because in most cases that's not what it is.
Right.
In most cases, these men do know, and in also most cases, the women are not post-op. They be pre-op. They still got the something other down here. They still got it, and the men do be knowing. But it's women that do stuff like this, want to air the men out, that set that community back, because it gives space for people to be like, that's why they're getting killed.
Yeah, because you're airing them out, but you're also like what she said. The man that he didn't even know, and she said herself, like, why? I thought I'm a woman. I don't need to tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men are like, well, you should have told them. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't tell them, a lot of men, they freak out. And then stuff like that.
Of course.
But she said on her Twitter, because somebody said, okay, you setting somebody else, you setting yourself up because people know your address. And she was like, oh, you must know, I can tell that you never lived in a luxury apartment. Because if you live in a luxury apartment, you will know that it takes steps to get to my room.
She really believes that she is safe at her apartment just because you have to call to be let in. Girl,
no.
Soon as you drive your car outside of that gate,
somebody else can drive on it.
No,
it take the right security officer to be there. It's kind of like they told us in training for corrections, everybody got a price. So even as a security officer, baby, their price is even lower than the CO.
Exactly.
And all then they got to do is wait for her to come out.
A bitch ain't that's what I was getting ready to say that, Jarrell. A bitch ain't even got to do that. They ain't got to put no money. Soon as she drive her ass out them gates, it's whatever.
She probably feel like she don't have to drive, because think about it, everything has to be delivered.
But no,
that's true.
Okay, but you got to leave your apartment at some point. If somebody could be sitting there waiting for her to walk outside of the doors.
Why you leave your apartment? Give me a reason why you gotta leave your apartment.
You got shopping, work from home,
groceries, deliver.
You can. But how long can you live? How long can you live in that state?
Fever being in that motherfucker.
Yes. Okay.
But let's just be realistic. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have estheticians coming in, so she want to get waxed and did nail tips. They come to your house now. You got bitches. Even a doctor. You have technically
medical. The doctor can come to your house. So
technically you don't have to. But some people, you get bored in your house. You know, and
that's why I say you get cabin fever. You do get cabin fever, but realistically, if she want to be dog for a couple of months, she can.
Well, she need to stay there.
However, I wouldn't do it at my house that all these niggas done allegedly been to.
I don't even know why she brought them motherfuckers there in the first place.
Exactly. But somebody done posted her picture though, so that's where she fucked up, because she was posting with like smiley faces over her face.
In her
somebody found out who she was, and they posted her picture, so now they know what the fuck she looked like.
Right.
But allegedly, that's the reason why she even went on the rampage in the first place, because someone outed her as being a trans woman. So she was like, "Bitch, if I'm going down, I'm bringing everybody."
But it's
that's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. Joe Nini, especially dealing with Broward in my area.
Look, baby.
Them niggas down there.
You say yourself.
Some motherfuckers done lost their life down
here. She is a dangerous game. And you know what? I would, like I said, sis had me. I would have supported if it was known or some shit, but this ain't the case. And I fight for the trans community in all the letters and all the other shit. But she deliberately chose to do this.
Right.
You know that you are pretty. You look born. You ain't got no Adam's apple showing. You got these big ass titties, and you stumble upon a surgeon that was able to make it look like it was a born pussy. Well, I'm just saying.
But you can't deny the other features.
Don't they just like flip it inside out? Like they take it and they just flip it.
I don't know what it is, but
they like cut it in half.
Yeah, they split it, and it's a matter of flipping.
But most of them, you can still tell that it ain't right. But hers, even born women, was like, "Oh, she got it. It looks good." That's what they were saying down in the comments. It
One
looks
thing for sure,
good.
she committed to that shit because that shit irreversible.
She looked like a born woman.
Yeah, it's irreversible now.
Yeah, that shit irreversible.
So that's where she lost me. Where she did it was deliberate. You can tell it was deliberate because she did save all these, like she was saying, she saved all these pictures, photos, text, all this for this reason. And I feel like it was a marketing strategy. She has OnlyFans, and now because everything she says, she got clips and stuff on Twitter, but everything, well, if you want to see the video, the whole video, go to my OnlyFans. It's a marketing strategy. But when she come up missing, are we, this is my next question. When she come up missing, are we still gonna be marching and saying, oh, rest in peace, sis, and the trans and all that?
Well, I mean,
what they're gonna say is what she did was fucked up, but it doesn't warrant them taking her life. Right. So is it? So my thing is,
that's what I'm asking, Jonine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but my thing is, for me, it's not a matter of, oh man, a trans woman was killed. It's someone was killed, because it's not a hate crime, in my opinion. It's not like,
this one is not. I agree.
It's not a hate. This is not a hate crime. This is not because, you're trans, I'm killing. No, it's because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Exactly. Is why this is happening to you.
Not even that. It's that you deliberately did deceive these people.
Yeah, you did.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a difference from a trans person that's pre-op that still got their part. It ain't nowhere that you can tell me that you had a sexual encounter with somebody with a dick between their legs and you ain't know it was there.
Well, but even after the surgery, you got to understand, somebody knew you before you had that surgery. Somebody gonna out you. It's gonna get out.
Right. I get what you're saying, but I just want to separate the two.
Tokyo had that conversation. Like,
yes, it was Tokyo, Hope, Giselle, and Tokyo.
Yeah, that's why they
Tokyo
had a conversation.
Vanity or Tokyo Jets?
Tokyo Vanity, the rapper.
They both rappers,
but I just named.
Oh, sorry.
The plus size.
The plus size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Hope Giselle, shout out to Hope. I love her. She's an advocate for all the communities, especially the trans community. But yes, they did have a conversation like Jarrell was saying.
Yeah, I actually would like to see her take if she knows about the Hennessy situation. I want to kind of follow her closely just to see if she talks about that situation and what she says.
But Jarrell, brother, I do think she is going to talk, and she's going to say the same thing that we're saying. She's all for the trans community, but right is wrong. And this lady deliberately did something wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I don't want to happen, I don't want it to usher in the people be like, oh, see, that's why they getting killed. Because 98% of these men know. Let's get that
98% of them seek them out. I've seen
that's true.
Personally where they say in their profile that they want a trans woman. They are interested
with a dick.
Yes.
Let's make it clear. But I don't want them to use this opportunity to be like, oh, see, that's why they getting killed. Because this is a unique situation, especially for a woman. A lot of the girls, when they get to that post-op realm, they just live their lives as women. You rarely see them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't be doing all this.
But you have to understand that, of course, people are still going to feel that way only because she said herself she didn't feel like she had to say that she was, because she felt like she
was out it. That's
and
right.
some men are going to be like, well, you still deceive me. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? And that could still bite her in the ass.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are still going to say that regardless.
There was a girl on TikTok who was kind of speaking to Black women who were taking up for the men. And she was saying that, why would y'all spend so much energy taking up for these men when a lot of men are basically, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not misconception. Is it misconception? They're basically deceiving women by, being
deceiving.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay, what's the difference between what she's doing and what men have been doing for years? Because they're saying that she deceived them, but men have been deceiving women, being that they're married, but they're out cheating with other women and not telling them that they're married, or they have a girlfriend, a baby mama that they're with, and they're not telling, the other women that they're sleeping with that they have somebody at home.
They have a
So
situation.
that's
yeah.
another form of deception that they've been doing for years.
It's the same thing as being
it's
DL.
like, yeah, so it's like, why are y'all taking up for them when these same men? Because I think one of the men she was messing with is married or was married.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she got a long track record.
Yeah, either he's married or he has children. I don't know. It was something else.
Go ahead, Joe Nini.
I don't know.
Shut
you
up.
Trying
sis.
to think about what I said?
No, I'm over here looking like, sis, shut up. Because women deceive all the time. Trust me, we do.
Everybody deceives.
Everyone does. So it's just like, if these women want to defend these men, allow them to do that. That's their voice. Because old girl dead ass wrong.
She was.
She is.
You sliced this bitch.
She was
wrong?
You wrong.
That's my standpoint. She was wrong in this situation. I'm just trying to prevent people from being like, oh, that's why they getting killed, because that's not the case all the time. But this one, she is wrong, and she's gonna get whatever come.
And she's spitting this.
I agree with you, Joe Nini. She was wrong.
So
but she's spitting the description.
I think people are gonna try to spin that narrative anyway, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just sadly that they are, instead of looking at this as an isolated incident. Because
thank you.
Not all trans are like this. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's just like saying all black men are dogs and roguish. You know,
right?
Even though 98%.
But yes, thank you for saying that though, because that's the only point that I want to drive. That this is a isolated event. Don't get down in your Twitter fingers in the comments and be like, oh, that's why these people are losing their lives, because it is a real thing that they dying left and right, and it be because these men do know. They don't.
Right.
And they don't want others to know that they know. So but that's not this case. This case, she was dead. It's wrong. It seems to me, again, in conclusion, it seems as if she plotted this. She gathered up videos, pictures, text message, and all of the things over 2 years for this moment, I guess, so she can make some money on her OnlyFans.
Yep.
Shit. Moment with Hennessy. That's what we should call it.
And when she drive her ass outside of them gates of her deluxe apartment in the sky, she gonna come down to some reality fucking with Broward in Miami. Yeah. And I don't want Hope and T.S. Madison and all that to be on there arguing with people, because this is different. This ain't oh, they killed her for trying to be herself. This is they killed her because she was.
She never heard of impersonation. I could pretend like, oh, I'm your new injection doctor or whatever. I'm gonna come to your house. Be the one to off you right there in your house. Nobody would know.
I don't know, child. All right, so let's switch some gears.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people don't agree with Jada Pinkett and the Smiths in general for all the bullshit that they got going on and what they have going on. However, they just did a red table talk for the new season, and it was talking about what happened with Breonna Taylor. And I would like to start off with a statistic. Y'all know I like to go to the facts and the numbers. So in this year of 2022, from January to September the 30th, I would like you to know that there have been 800 plus, because I don't know the exact number, but it's 800 plus police murders. And that is more than any year in the last decade. In fact, the year of 2022 right now, police have only not killed someone like 10 days, like 10 days out of the year. Yeah. So instead of this being something that can be fixed, it is actually getting worse and being more rapid. So obviously the protests and burning shit down is not working. So I wanted to come to the group and not only bring awareness to Breonna's name again. Breonna Taylor is her name. This Black woman that was an EMT that was murdered by police. I want to make that clear. But also some of the other things that are coming about more recently to show you all that this is still going on. They had a 15-year-old boy, Black male boy, that was shot by police at the dollar store. So I want to start off with Jarrell. How do you feel about what's going on with even though that we've been talking about it, people have been marching, they've been burning shit down, they've been looting. How do you feel that this is actually becoming even more rapid now?
It's scary, honestly.
Yes, it is.
And it's kind of like when you're black and you see this shit, it kind of feels like you're just waiting your turn.
Oh,
Because it's happening so rapid, it's happening everywhere, and it's random. Because when you the 15-year-old boy, from what witnesses were saying, he didn't have anything in his hand, he was moving slow, and he had his hands up, and they still shot him
in the head.
I don't know how many times they shot him. I just know they shot him. I know with Breonna Taylor, they shot her 6 times.
6 times.
I think in her abdomen, in her chest, and I forgot where
Out
else.
of
both
the
sides.
out of the 32 bullets that went into the house. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And then because I watched some of it, I couldn't watch all of it. With the Breonna Taylor thing, when he was explaining, her boyfriend was explaining what happened, they never even entered the house. They were just outside, just firing randomly. Didn't know what the fuck they were shooting. They were just firing. And from what he said that they were banging on the door, and Breonna yelled, who is it? And there was no answer.
No
Right.
answer.
So they kind of got dressed to kind of, go to the door to answer it. By that time, they banged on it again, and she yelled out, who is it? And by this time, he was like, yeah, who is it? So he got his gun, which was legal. Yep. And next thing you know, he said they burst through the door. So being that he did not know who was coming in, his thing was, I got to protect
safety.
Me and mine.
Yes.
So he started firing. And I guess
with his legal weapon.
That's
and then also registered. that he also lives in a state that you are able to bear arms in your home. Go ahead.
Also, real quick. Also, he stated, okay, it was dark in the house. Only thing that was on, only light that was on was the TV in their
television.
Room. So he couldn't even see when the door opened. He couldn't see who it was. That was a police officer. That's why he fired, because he thought it was.
And they were not in uniform as well. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, they were in plain clothes, from what was said. And he shot, I guess, one of the police officers in the leg. And I think the police officer was saying something about he doesn't remember firing or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? Like, you don't remember hearing fire shots coming from your weapon. Y'all shot 32 times, hit this girl 6 times, and then you have him come outside. He's
and then before you get to that one, the officer that you're talking about, he actually said he didn't remember firing, and like you said, but he emptied his clip.
He emptied his whole clip.
He did empty his clip.
And in the interview, he said, "You could have told me that I ain't shooting nothing up, and I would have believed you."
Yeah. Basically, he's saying he blanked out, but he did empty his clip.
Yes, he did.
And then once all of this is over, like we going to what Jarrell was saying, they telling him to come out. He got his hands up. He's unarmed. He's coming out. In the meantime, he did call Breonna's mom and his mom and let them know that something was going on.
He also called 911 because, like he said, he didn't know who was at the door. So he called 911 to ask for help. The person on the phone that he was speaking to was pissing me off. She was pissing me off because it's like,
how many times we see 911 officers
shot, and you're asking, instead of saying
stupid shit,
where's the address? Let me go ahead and send you some. You're asking, is she responsive? Can you flip her over? I'm like, bruh, she's been shot and she needs help. You need to be asking where the address is and sending someone over there.
So I want to ask a question real quick, Jonini. How does, I know we talked about Breonna 1,000 times, but we must keep her name. How does this make you feel as a Black woman? Does this make you feel safe?
For me, it's one of those situations whereas I never felt safe or whatever. So it just sheds light on it. Like, it's just like, bitch, you're not even safe in your home. You know how naturally, like, something goes on, and they're always telling you, like, oh, go home first. And if they're gonna come, let them come to your home, because they just can't come in your house without permission or legal documentation. Well, baby, they faking the phone. They provide fake documents. You get what I'm saying? They are protecting that blue or whatever, which is their uniform. They having each other back on this shit or whatever. So it's like you're just not even safe in your home anymore.
In your own home.
You're whether you're man, woman, you're not safe. So for me, it's like it's to speak as a Black woman, then it's to speak as someone with kids. It's just like,
yeah.
Can you just point me in the closest island that's, without this shit, is that we could just live off the berries and the trees and the leaves.
And it's almost damaging to even think about it.
Right.
Because it is traumatizing to think about it. Like I think about trade safety all the time.
But my thing is,
go ahead.
No,
I was just saying that real quick that people don't understand the parent part in all of this too, because you don't know.
Yeah,
I dread getting a call all the time. I think about the shit all the time, and I'm almost mentally, like Jarrell said, I'm almost mentally preparing myself just in case the shit I do get that call that I won't lose my shit. I'm mentally preparing my mind to wrap my head around the shit, and it's sad that I even have to do that. But I almost feel like I have to just in case I get that call.
Right. Yeah, and my thing is, it's also like, okay, the fact that y'all showed up to my house, not even in uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, if y'all finna do a bus like that, y'all supposed to be in uniform, for one. Two, y'all had no body cams. You know what I'm saying?
Until they were outside.
Until y'all was outside. Now, I believe the ones who had body cams was the one who showed up after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Before
right. Because the body cam footage starts when they're telling him to come outside. That's when the body cam footage, and since we brought that up, even one of the officers was like, they asked him, "What have you been shot? Have you been shot?" He said no. And one of the officers said, "Well, that's unfortunate."
That's unfortunate.
They have this on footage that the officer said that's unfortunate.
When he said that Breonna, he was like, "My girlfriend's dead," and the cop said, "I don't give up," and she stopped.
Yes.
And then she was like, "Keep walking." And I'm like,
And when
they stepped over her body. It's a lot.
And then I felt so bad for the mom because she showed up after she got a phone call. She showed up and she was asking for her daughter. They lied to her and told her she went to the hospital. She went to the hospital.
She left the scene, went to the hospital.
Yes, and they told her they made her wait. She waited at the hospital for 2 hours.
2 hours
before they finally told her we don't even have record of her even being transported here or call. So she went back to the house, and they would not let her in. She waited for 12 hours outside.
She did not find out that her daughter had died in the house on scene for 12 hours.
Yes, and that was and the fact that is they let her daughter lay there for all them hours. They never once tried to get her help.
CPR,
take her to the hospital, nothing.
Yeah.
She literally.
They even have on footage one of the officers stepping over her and saying, "Oh, she's gone.
She's gone.
Or she's done. Or something in there. Don't quote me.
She's done. She's done.
She's done.
Yeah. Oh, she's done.
And then the fact that y'all shot so many bullets, one went through the roof and another one went through the wall to a neighbor's house. And it was a mother and a pregnant mother in her child in the house. They didn't get
shot.
So
let me ask y'all this question. How do y'all feel about that? The officer, when charges first rang out upon them, they got charged for the bullet that went through to the other apartment as opposed to the one that went into her and actually killed her. They got charged for a stray bullet that went to another apartment that, granted, it had the opportunity to kill someone, but it just went to the other apartment instead of them actually committing murder on this Black woman.
So who's gonna start that off?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Jorel.
So to me, it's not surprising, and I'm sitting here holding back tears.
And it's sad.
Right now.
It's not.
Because, like I said before, we got that call. And I remember I was at work and my sister called me first. And she was like erratic over the phone. And she was just like, they shot Chris. They killed him. They shot Chris. And I'm like, Chris, who? And she was like, our cousin. And I just kind of paused and I hung up. And then I get a phone call from my mom. She's saying the same thing. And I hang up with her. Then I get a phone call from my grandmother. They shot my cousin over a dozen times. Excuse me. I saw the autopsy report. They shot him in the back of the head, in the back of his neck, his thighs. He had multiple shots in one spot in his back from a shotgun. From what I'm told, allegedly when he was already on the ground and he was pretty much gone, they shot him again and blew off part of his face and blew off his ear. And when they had to do the wake, my aunt wanted to have an open casket wake. You couldn't take pictures or anything. I couldn't even recognize my cousin. Like, I had to ask my mom. I was like, "Are we at the right place?" I was like, "Cause that don't look like him." And she was like, "That's what I was telling you. They had to reconstruct his face because they blew off a side of his face." And I don't think people will truly understand the pain that comes from this shit until it hits home. Because to see my aunt lose it like that at the wake and the funeral because she lost her child was just unbearing to watch. So watching this Breonna Taylor thing, it's just
traumatizing.
Fucked me up. Because I'm like, damn, the same shit that happened with her, it's happened with us. And that was in 2018. My aunt is still fighting in 2022 trying to get justice for what happened to him. And I'm like, these people don't fucking care. Like, they don't care. And it's just like, what the fuck did we do to y'all that's so bad that makes y'all want to take us from this earth? It's just like, we don't fuck with nobody, man. And it's just, bro.
And see, that's the thing that irks me, because it was like the warrant that they created. It wasn't even the man, the boyfriend was not. It was nowhere even on the warrant. They was looking for her ex-boyfriend that lived towns and towns over. You know, and they faked this just to go in this. Like, was it y'all were just targeting her for something?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? Why?
Yeah, because and like I said, I would encourage everyone that's listening to us to go and watch the Red Table Talk. Again, you may not agree with Jada Pinkett and her personal shenanigans, but look at this Breonna Taylor special, because you will see a lot of things that we did not know before. And what Z is saying is that it was a lot of, I think one of the experts was saying that in order to get a no-knock warrant or whatever, you have to get it approved by a judge.
Yes.
So now they are under fire because they falsified information to the judge in order to get it. They told the judge false information in order for them just to get a warrant to go there. So they knew that they weren't supposed to be there. First of all, they knew that no one there was a criminal, and they still went and did this. And even some of the officers, not even the ones that bust in the door, but some that was coming around the corner, they said they just turned and started shooting in the window.
Yep.
It was at the front door, at the window, people were just shooting into
and
this home.
Not only that, let me interrupt real quick.
Go ahead.
Not only that, the officers start questioning him and her mother, saying, "Oh, how's their relationship? You know, you're trying to pretty much
plotting." They was get the cover up had already begun.
Yeah.
So y'all look at that. But I do want to go into I do want to switch gears and go with the same subject. So with this that's still going on, how do y'all feel like what can we do? Because obviously marching, burning they shit down, none of that is helping. What can we what is it that we can do? Especially with November is voting time. What is it that we can do? Because I do want to point out, I know Jarrell, I told you about this, Jonini and Z, y'all know about this. They have terms in the law, because a lot of people was like, well, why are these officers not getting charged? Why are they just getting a slap on the hand? It's because of law terms like the color of law, beyond a reasonable doubt,
code of conduct.
The code of conduct. These are legal loopholes that they can use for or against a case. Johnny, you know what I'm talking about? What is the one when they say is if your peers or if other officers would have done the same thing in the same situation as you? If you can prove that it's a possibility that they would have acted in the same way that you had in that same situation, then you good to go.
Right.
I don't know if that's the color of law.
Term, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's these certain terms that are loopholes, and that's why these officers are able to skip through, get a pat on, maybe get get sued for a little bit of money, but they're getting off. So what can we do moving forward? Because obviously marching and shit ain't working. Jarrell?
I feel like marching does work to some extent.
Yes.
One, I think people in marginalized groups or people of color, as they say, people of color or whatever, one, we got to get out and vote more, and we have to vote right. We got to know who we're voting for. We got to start doing a little bit more research, looking past the campaigns and past what we see on TV or hearing on the radio. We need to actually research these people and know exactly who we are voting for. I feel like we need to know, okay, what have you done up until this point to try and make the community better that would make me want to vote for you?
Exactly.
So that's what we need to do. Start.
Janini, sister.
It's frustrating because I'm opposite when it comes down to I don't think marching do shit.
Go ahead, say your opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I honestly don't. Not in this day and age. I feel as if people take the teaching of Martin Luther King and practice nonviolence. Whereas I feel like maybe we should take up Black Panther and Malcolm X and just say, hey, this is what y'all doing to us. Let me match your energy. That's just me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because guess what? You being attacked by marching. You ain't doing shit. You being attacked while sleeping in your home. You ain't doing shit. You been these motherfuckers, not even so much as police, but those of palm color attacking children, starting with Trayvon Martin and shit or whatever, walking with Arizona tea and Skittles. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't even make a difference at this fucking point.
Right.
The only thing they understand is violence. That's it. And then you get those that are fearful of us because of our skin color. You get those who just don't even like us, and those that are ignorant and easily led, placed in uniforms and placed in positions of leadership. Just to what? Okay, mark us off. View this person as a threat. Okay, mark them off. Man, I'm not on that shit. Yeah, I'm
go ahead.
See, for me, it's like, I agree. Marching, nowadays, they don't hold much weight. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to be careful with that because now they're arresting a lot of people for marching. You see what I'm saying?
They are.
So like, you still lose your freedom by trying to, you know what I'm saying, protest and you know what I'm saying, you did nothing wrong, but try to give your opinion. And you getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? They even targeting certain people or who they're gonna arrest, that's marching. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, it makes it even difficult trying to be a license to carry. Because I'm licensed to carry to protect myself. And when I know I gotta defend myself in certain situations, now I'm getting arrested and I'm accused of something else just by protecting my own home with my legal rights to carry.
Let's be clear. It states now that they're even taking away the need for a license to carry.
Yeah, and that's the funny part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to what's her boyfriend? I think his name is whatever his name is. Breonna's boyfriend. I'm so sorry, brother.
His name is Kevin.
Kevin. For all of this to happen, and might I say that in all of this, he is the only one that have been behind bars, and he was the one with the legal weapon. He's licensed to carry, and he was in his own home. America is supposed to be a bear. You have the right to bear arms in your home land. So why did this happen? And I'm not really asking y'all because we'll be going in circles about the bullshit, because we already know it's because he's black. We know this.
It also goes back to the lady who she had and y'all know the story. She had the restraining order against her boyfriend. He came to her house. She shot in the air just as a warning.
And she went to damn jail.
She went to prison for a while. They give her 20 years.
I know who you're talking about. She shot at the wall.
Just for shooting at telling him
it was a warning.
It was a warning shot.
Yes, and she went to jail. And this man really
got 20 years.
Jeffrey Dahmer her ass up in there. And then what?
Yeah, 20 years.
Then what?
Speak on that.
What Jonini said with the Black Panthers, because they still around. A lot of people don't know that the Black Panther Party is actually still around. And now that I think about it, I think we as the Black community need to kind of support them and possibly join their ass, to be honest.
Oh, okay, real quick.
But hold on,
that's where I was going. Go ahead, Jonini.
No, I was gonna speak on the lady shooting the warning shot. But I said, damn right, lock her ass up. At least we know she's alive for one.
Good, you man.
Bitch, I want to
that's
say
sad, but yes.
Yeah.
That's sad, but yes, I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
I remember, okay, so back what Jonini was saying with the marching. I knew it was something I wanted to say. With the marching, I agree. Marching really don't do anything in today's world. I respect it for what it was, but nowadays we have the internet. They didn't have the internet and all that to get their message out, so they had to do things to amplify their voice and get their message out. Right. So I respect the past, but now we into the future, and it really doesn't do anything. And as far as the burning stuff down and looting, it kind of does work a little bit, but then you risking going to jail and stuff. But because
you have community and do it. Don't do it in your own.
Don't do it in your own damn community, because you got to hit them in the shit. I get the concept, because you do have to hit them in the pocket.
That part, if y'all paid attention to what was going on, majority of the time it wasn't us. It was the white people that were doing it. Some of them were officers.
And now we not a conspiracy podcast, but there was things being said that there were actually officers, or that the government was giving bricks to people and say, "Oh, go smash this out, go burn this," to make it seem like the Black community was doing all this and it wasn't even us.
Yeah, because I seen plenty of white people at that Target. Boy, they told Target ass up.
Right. I'm sorry. But if you go back in history, and I'm going off subject, but I am gonna get back on. If you go back in history, they've been doing this a long time, planning things to make it seem like it's been us. Even all the way back to like the Martin Luther King in the Malcolm X assassinations and stuff, they would infiltrate our people, try to turn somebody to get information.
Yep.
So it's a chess game out here.
Yep.
This shit is not a joke. It is a chess game.
Only thing I do is get a good deal. Offer a good deal.
It's chess.
Yep.
So in conclusion, not really in conclusion, but I want to go into, like I said, what is the solution? So I want to reference a Dick Gregory video. He was saying what we need to do is give them something to lose, because you're not gonna convince them motherfuckers to like you. That's never gonna happen. You're not gonna convince them not to hate you. You're not gonna convince them to wish you dead. That's never gonna happen. Give them something that they can lose. So allow them to go to school for free. Give them insurances. Give them things that would benefit their family, and if they do something to lose it, then there's a consequence. So how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all think that that's the route we need to go to, or what do we need to do?
I agree.
How do we even get there if we're not empowered to do that?
That's true.
That's true, but hypothetically speaking, okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Anybody.
Oh. It's like you said. It's like Dick Gregory said. Give them something to lose.
Give them something to lose.
Come to a consensus and saying that, okay, this is something that they value. You know, it can't. You know, I don't even know, because let's just be clear. I don't even want to say, oh, medical and this and medical and that, or because let's just be real. Like, more white people use government assistance than that we do. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They ass own that shit like white on rice or whatever. So
And they wait for shit like when the hurricane come through so they can collect. But go ahead.
right. So with that being said, hell, shit, take away government assistance, see what the fuck these motherfuckers do, or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just, but it's like you say, take something away that they hold such value to,
And
like
give them a
take away our freedom.
consequence. Really
Like,
lock them bitches up. Lock them up.
Exactly.
Now
Lock
and
them
then
up
that
for
brings
breathing
me.
wrong.
Yes,
Exactly.
that brings me to my next thing and final thing, because this all goes back to November. For Shytz and Gigglez, would like you all to go out and vote. Grab 2 or 3 bitches with you. Y'all go down there and vote. Because this is what we're talking about. Don't just vote on the president, because he's just the face of the whole picture. You need to be voting on these legislators. The legislators are the lawmakers of the land. They are the ones that make the law. The senators, your governors. These are the people that you need to be worried about, because they the ones that affect your day-to-day life, not the president.
Yep.
The president, he deal with big shit like wars and shit. But your legislators, your governors, your secretaries, your motherfucking
sheriffs,
all the sheriffs, the judges, this is who we getting ready to vote on.
Yeah.
And if you, sadly, we have gone past the mark of registering. And for Shytz and Gigglez, we've been telling y'all get registered. But at this point, it's too late to register to participate in this election. So I hope y'all did heed what we were saying and got registered, because we need you to vote.
Right.
Because then we can vote on who's in the chair. We can vote on new things with these loopholes that we just talked about, the color of the law. All that shit need to be reviewed again, because those are the loopholes and the reasons that the officers are able to get away with this type of stuff. But if your eyes is on the president and you're not voting for what the fuck really is the issue, we're going to keep having this conversation. I don't give a damn how much you march. I don't give a damn how much you steal a TV from the stove or burn a beach house down. We still gonna go through this, because there's no, in their eyes, there is no consequence in taking a black man or a black woman's life.
That's it.
So we need you to go and vote.
Exactly.
And black people stop giving them shit.
Stop what?
Oh, we gotta stop giving them shit. We giving them slang, we giving them dances, we just keep giving them shit.
We letting bitches have access to, they can come to the cookout. Bitch, no, you can't come to the cookout.
Like, no motherfucking body. Start gate.
If we feel like you cool, we'll make you a plate and get to you outside the gate, but you ain't coming to the cookout.
Not outside the gate.
Outside the gate, we'll fix you a plate. We'll put Luna foil on it and get to you outside the gate. But you are not invited to the motherfucking barbecue. Yeah. It's bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So, with that being said, any last remarks?
Yes. Have you ever thought, this is just outside the box, that blue on black murders, as well as killing of black men, black women, and children, just random thought.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Random thought.
Say it again.
Police involvement in the killing of black lives, men, women, children. You ever thought about it from the angle of population control?
Yeah.
And like I said, we not a conspiracy channel, but I kind of feel like I'm with you. I kind of feel like it's all why are you laughing?
Because it's true. It's like
I'm just serious.
No.
They're trying to be like China.
It's how you
I kind of feel like it's all a part. It's all a part, but because we do not know that the palm colored people, this is so off subject, but we're gonna talk about it, bitch. The palm colored people are afraid that they know that there is a decline.
Yeah.
In their race and in the numbers. It's a numbers game.
But I feel like no matter what they try to do, at the end of the day, eventually it's going to be a mixed culture, and it's
just gonna happen. It's nothing they can do. But they haven't come to grasp with that. They feel like, bitch, if we can do motherfucking influence them by music, influence them by food, have a liquor store on every corner, bitch, we can control these numbers.
Because keep in mind, there was just a mass shooting in North Carolina. Y'all
Yeah,
hear about
we can control these numbers.
Wait,
But-
hold on. I don't mean
and
to
they
cut you off, AJ.
Go ahead,
but,
brother.
when was there a mass shooting in North Carolina?
Oh, I don't know.
Not funny, but y'all know my humor real fucked up.
Yo, what now?
It was a mass shooting in North Carolina. A police officer was
Oh.
killed. A boy killed his brother. How old was it? It was like a 14-year-old boy killed a 16-year-old brother, including a police officer, somebody else. I don't know, child. It was the whole
Excuse me.
thing.
And when was this?
This week that just passed.
Damn, I missed that.
So we don't have our ear to the streets as much as we thought.
No.
We gonna
Usually
come back.
I keep up with the mass
We'll come
shootings,
back
but
on it.
shit.
We'll come back.
Okay.
We'll come back. But I love my co-hosts. I love each and every one of you. Jarrell, thank you for sharing the story of your cousin and the unfortunate and unjust story of your cousin. Thank you for sharing that.
Right.
Jonini's sister, thank you for telling us how it feels to be a Black woman and be unsafe in this world with all the bullshit that's going on. My boo Z, thank you for sharing your opinion. But to end this, I would like for everyone again, please vote. Please go out and vote. Please educate yourselves on what's going on, because that's where the change is going to happen. We can talk about this shit all day long. We can tweet about it. We can do our comment fingers on it, but nothing is going to happen unless we really get the right people in the right positions, in the right legislators, the lawmakers, to put in the right laws so there won't be any loopholes that these officers can get off with the bullshit. And then again, like Dick Gregory said, give them something that they can lose, because they will never value our lives. That's never going to happen. Give them something that they can lose and give them something that will affect their families. Then they will stand in line. Other than that, it's just going to be a repeating record. But again, we love you guys. Thank you all for joining the For Shytz and Gigglez podcast again. Look forward for everything that we got going on. We got some more stuff from Jonini's birthday. Y'all look forward, and we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.